It is me. I'm back finally. It's been a while. So what was that you guys just saw? So basically, you like that? It's kind of cool, isn't it? Oh, I got a new chair by the way. And I also got a new haircut. Yeah. Anyway, not to get distracted. So what have I been working on? What's been going on in what's been going on? What I've been working on? So I've come to say. It's finally done. So if you guys have been paying attention, I made a couple live streams a little while ago, right? And those were about the mod I was working on for Fabric of 1.19.2. And so instead of, just trying to make videos while working on this mod, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna focus on the mod, and I'm gonna focus on the wiki page and focus on making sure that it was complete in time, for the 1.20 update. I thought it would take me a lot longer, but here it is. It's finally done. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you. The Ancient Artifacts mod is finally done. What have I been working on? So I made a mod, and I think I'll go ahead and just quickly give you some context. So I was watching this video, right? And I think I told you guys this before if you watched my other videos. But when I made the announcement, I was watching a Minecraft video talking about the elytra and talking about just 1.20 and all of that stuff. And I'll quickly show some clips real quick to kind of give more context.
If you told Minecraft players back in 2012 or earlier that there would be a time when they could fly in survival mode, they would have told you to stop abusing single player commands. Little did they know, however, that in a few years' time, the elytra would be added to Minecraft, allowing players to fly at speeds faster than creative. But that brings us to the present issue. Is the elytra too strong? Did it completely ruin other forms of transport, like rails and horses? Think about it, when was the last time you used rails or horses for transportation? Or is the elytra simply a product of a bigger issue with Minecraft as a whole, late game being too easy to get to? So, as you can imagine, when elytras were finally added to the game in early 2016, boasting speeds of up to 78.4 blocks per second when at specific angles, it completely blew all other forms of transport out the water. It didn't require any complex, resource-intensive and time-consuming infrastructure. It had incredible maneuverability, even allowing players to fit into one block high gaps, something which wasn't possible without the elytra at the time. And it was extremely fast, even faster than flying in creative mode. No other method of transport could compete with the elytra, which only had the downside of requiring either a punch bow or firework rockets to use, items which are quite easy to obtain even without automatic farms. You could use it anywhere and anytime just by jumping, having the highest accessibility of any transport in the game, with none other able to be used with such haste. And with the addition of mending and unbreaking, a player's elytra would almost never break, and once they had an elytra, flying around to raid other end cities got even easier. To say the elytra is one of the game's most powerful, useful, and essential items is no understatement. It's the main reason players go to the end and kill the dragon after all. Elytras allow you to traverse massive areas of land in mere seconds.
On the 29th of February in 2016, the Minecraft version 1.9 was released, which meant that the elytra was officially added to Minecraft. And today, when you look at people playing Minecraft, either as a normal player or super hardcore players, all of them are using the elytra. This is labeled as one of the most useful and game-changing features ever, but also has received a lot of controversy, being called as the feature that ruined Minecraft. But why do some people hate the elytra? A user DeepNow posted a Reddit thread with the title "Unpopular Opinion, the elytra ruined Minecraft." In this Reddit post, he gives us an example of distances you had to travel with a horse can be flown in seconds. He also tells that fall damage becomes non-existent, and with mending and unbreaking tree, the elytra is practically indestructible.
Now what about all the other templates? This one here is called Snout, and it's also found in the Bastion Remnants. Any chest you open here has a 4.8% chance of having one of these. Another found in the Nether Dimension is the Rib template. This also has a 4.8% chance of being inside of a chest found in a Nether Fortress. As I look into these one by one, I realise that the chances for all of them being found in a chest are always 4.8%. This one is Spire, and it's found in the End City. The Sentry template is found at the Pillager Outpost. In a shipwreck you can find the Coast template.
Basically, what those videos pretty much showed me was that why not make something, to maybe address what these guys were talking about, like I think I don't know, like I didn't have really a personal problem with the 1 point, like whatever the combat update was, with the elytra. Like I personally like the elytra. I don't think, like, I didn't beat the Ender Dragon until recently, actually, to be fair, in my survival world. But a lot of people, play the game a lot and they beat the Ender Dragon pretty quickly, and etc. Right? I mean, that's kind of the essence of Minecraft. Is that's the end game, etc. Right? So what if, you know, you made a mod that kind of took in some of those features that the 1.20 update, talks about, with the smithing templates and all that. And what if we made a mod that makes the end game a little more end game? And so that's when I came up with my ancient artifacts mod. So basically the way it works is, you have to gather all these different items and blocks all from all over the world. Like, if go ahead and I would say I recommend you go look at my wiki page. The link of that will be in the description, as well as the link to the mod with the Curse Forge page. And those will tell you a lot more about what the mod does. But essentially what it does is it will, now it is final complete. It is available for versions 1.19 and .2 and 1.19.3. So just letting you guys know. I was only making it for 1.19.2, but I went ahead and updated it for 1.19.3. But that was under the assumption that I would have all my other mods updated to that as well. I have like 100 mods, 105, and here it is right here. So it's, yeah, read the description. It's an exploration and adventure mod. Requires the player to go seek out all these different treasures, all these different ancient artifacts, right? So what does that mean? So let me give you a quick demonstration of what that kind of looks like. So let's say, we kill the warden, or we go and like kill an evoker, or we go into, even the abandoned mine shaft, like I was showing in the intro video, right? You'll basically be able to look through some of these chests, and I'm not gonna find a chest in this world. I made a whole new world because I was having an issue with the other world. But yeah, so let's say you find a chest in any of these different rare biomes, kind of like what the smithing templates takes into action, right? The whole goal is to go all around and find these items in order to place the Eye of Ender in the thing. So right now I can't place it. Right now I'm pressing. You can see right here. I'm pressing right click, but I can't. I can't use it. Yeah, you get the point. I can't use it. So the whole point of that is to prevent people from just quickly and easily just getting the Eyes of Ender, getting the blaze rods and all that jazz, and getting to the end. So, and you can kind of ignore all these other pages. These are all the other mods that I have downloaded. But so here's where I made the ancient artifacts kind of group page. So these are all the different items. So we got like the Warden's Heart, Ender Rod, we have the End Staff and all that stuff. So how does it work exactly? So first we need block of Nender bricks. So Nender bricks, a new building block that I've added. You can find these in the Nether fortresses, and basically what they're kind of like building blocks. I mean, they are building blocks, but they're meant for this configuration itself. So you place one down, and then you need block of dirt, and then you place it like this. You place two here, and the dirt was essentially just a meme. Block of dirt's the first block basically you get in the game. So I figured, why not make it a part of this structure? And I've coded it to where you need these blocks in this order in order to get this thing working. Let me kind of light it up a little bit more. Let me get some torches. So let's go ahead and get our idol. This guy's gonna go right here, and I've also added custom sound effects. Pretty sick. For some reason the voxel shape, and if you don't know what a voxel shape is, it's basically this little outline. It's a little messed up, so oh, interesting. It's based on which way you're facing. Okay. So it looks like I need to fix that. I'll fix that in an update, I guess. I know there's a couple of voxel shapes in here and there that are not exactly perfect, but that doesn't really matter. It wasn't my priority, So you get those items, and then the next things you're gonna get are these two. And I don't know if this is in the right order. If it doesn't work in this order, you just flip-flop them. So this is the totem of order, the totem of chaos. And let's see, what else do you need? The next step would be to place the ether lever, and then you turn it on. And you're wondering what the sound effects are. I'm using the Skyrim sound pack, resource pack. So yeah, and then this is made out of a wither skeleton skull, a blaze rod, and an echo shard. So you're kind of starting, if you're paying attention, you're starting to get the point. Like, this mod will require a lot of expensive and hard to find items. So a lot of them I made, some of them I used some in-game items like the Nether Star, the Eye of Ender, the Wither Skull, all those type of items that are, you know, typically not many players go out of their way to get. But I made a way to get all these different items, and there's ways to get the in-game items, you know, that are rare items, you know, treasures. So let's see, what else do we need? We need the key. So let's go ahead and try using the key. Okay, no, we need to flip these. Go ahead and flip these. Alright, there we go. So the key is supposed to make a noise, but it might be because of the sound pack I'm using. With the vanilla sounds, you should be able to hear it just fine. What else do we need? The next step would be to get the pendant, and then that will make a sound as well. Turn off the Skyrim sounds. There we go. Also, when you there you go, you can kind of hear it. I'm gonna make it louder in another update. There we go. And then the next item you're gonna need is the scales. I may also update these textures in a future update too. Just kind of hard to make textures in a 16 by 16 space. And then you put those in there. And then the last step is to get the potion that you can brew. And right now the potion, all it does is give you levitation. So here it is, the elixir drake. You make it with making these 5 bases. And these 5 bases are, if you follow the instructions on the wiki, these 5 bases will basically be made from this item, this item, this item, this item, this item, and then this, which comes from the firefly buds. Which, no, there are not fireflies in the game, unfortunately. I mean, there is a mod for that, I'm sure, but no, these are just from smelting the frog lights. And then this is from killing the warden, and etc., etc. Right? So the last step would be to get this, makes a little sound, and then you get this orb. The next step would be to get, and I know I'm kind of just running through all these steps pretty quickly, but I know you get the point. Next step would basically be to place that down, place this down, and then you'll get the dragon fossil, and it kind of looks like that. So you look down at the bottom half, you get the heart of the sea, which is another pretty rare item. Heart of the sea. Boom. That makes a sound, and then that makes a really cool sound as well. And then the last item you're going to need is the end staff, which is an Eye of Ender, a Nether Star, and the Ender Rod, which you find in the stronghold. So it kind of works like this. It makes a sick sound. Oh. Yeah, so it doesn't really look right with my first person the way it's held. I might make a 3D model for it eventually, but for now, this will do. It's not the best texture either, but, you know, it is fine. So there we go. Now we should be able to use all of the, the eyes. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. And that is basically how the mod is working. I mean, that's like the end game, you know, part of it, right? That's like, obviously putting this together isn't too hard. And I'll make an official tutorial video, kind of actually going through piece by piece what everything is. This was just kind of a rough little demonstration. But yeah, I know it's not the prettiest thing in the world. I know the textures aren't perfect, you know, but this is my first mod. And the idea is that the beam would kind of shoot through all of these and then activate the portal. That was kind of how it went in my head, you know. Now that I've got the whole thing set up, this is kind of what the mod does. So the idea of the mod, right, is to go explore the entire world, find all of these different items, and most of them are either going to be found in chests or are going to be uh, found by killing different entities. For example, the Warden's Heart, which is a piece of the potion ingredient that you'll be crafting for this, is found from obviously killing the Warden, and then some of the other ones are found in different chests in different rare biomes. Like for example, the mycelium dust is found in one of the rarest biomes, the mushroom biome. Another rare item, that could be found is like the Elder Guardian scales, which would be killed by obviously killing the Elder Guardian. Um, Another rare item would be like the Gilded Plate, for example, which would be found in the Bastion chest. So you kind of get the point, though. Like, there's a lot of different items that you would find in this mod, and all these different items will all come together like a puzzle at the very end. And once you use the staff into this structure, it'll kind of activate all three, and then you'll be able to go through the end portal, and then you'll be able to get the elytra. Now, I have ideas for the future. I want to make like a custom enchantment for elytra, so it's more rewarding. Maybe I'll make custom items that you find in the end that actually give you more abilities. I mean, there's so many different ways this mod can go. This is just kind of version 1, like I'll update it as I go, and I'll kind of take features in that you guys kind of suggest, and features that you guys, recommend, and if you go onto the GitHub page, you guys can recommend some of these different features, right? But yeah, if you guys have been subbed for a while, make sure, if you're not, make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow for more. But those of you who have subbed, some of you may have been in that live stream. Shout out to you guys. You guys helped a lot. But if you weren't on that live stream, I was going over modeling the different items. I was going over what the items are gonna do. Right now, a lot of them don't have like a lot of that functionality that I really want them to have, but they meet the job. You can find the items, you can use the items, they do what the mod was intended to do, right? But obviously in the future I want to expand upon the mod. I want to update it, I want to tweak it, I want to fix it, I want to give more functionality to some of these things. Like for example, the totems. Right now the totems while being held don't do anything. I wanted them to be just items, but I couldn't think of a way to integrate them in a way that would make sense as items, for this piece of the puzzle. So I kind of just made these and based them off of a 3D model I'd found, and made them placeable objects, right? So it was just different things like that. Like it was all an idea construed in my head that I came up with kind of just after watching that video. I was like, what, why don't I make a kind of fun and interactive way to, find all these different items and find items that kind of piece together. Maybe I was going to make a entity that spawns when you make this structure right here. Maybe an entity would spawn out of this. I don't know. There's so many different ideas. I don't know, what that would kind of look weird. I don't know, honestly. Maybe the eyes will glow. Maybe the eyes will glow here. I mean, there's so many different things I kind of want to add to this, and change. But for now, I mean, the mod idea itself is really cool, and I think it's really fitting with the 1.20 idea of exploring and storytelling. And when you really think about it, a lot of these items, like finding all of them, especially in a hardcore world, would be really hard. And actually, one of my ideas is to play this mod in a hardcore world and try to find all these items without dying. I think that would be really hard, especially getting the evoker key for the idol. Finding the idol will be kind of hard because it's really rare to find jungle temples, which is where you find the idol. The pendant is found in desert pyramids. I mean, all these items are found in different things. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Hopefully I explained this somewhat well. I'll be making a video, kind of explaining more, answering some questions, making some kind of content out of this. I don't know. There's a lot of different things I want to do. I don't know how many videos this one will make, assuming it comes out at some point ever, because I've been sitting on this video for a month now at least, almost at this point. But hopefully it comes out. Hopefully you guys enjoy this mod. Please leave your suggestions in the comments. Please, kind of work with me on this. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. I kind of just worked my tail off to kind of make this, like, all these models and make all the code. Like, I spent hours coding, and I did, I don't know, depending on what this title will be, I may mention that I did use ChatGPT for a lot of this, so shout out to ChatGPT and Microsoft for its help. It's honest, it's funny because it was helpful, but at the same time it really wasn't, because it really threw me off on a lot of like the different libraries and code that I had to use to make this mod work. It would give me the wrong answers a lot of the time, which was really annoying. But it helped me do a lot of things for this mod that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow for more videos coming out. Take care, guys. Y'all have a good one.